man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, from Philadelphia, Brooklyn, New York, Danny Jacobs. And that's how they announced the winner yesterday. We all know there is no Philadelphia, Brooklyn, New York. When he said Philadelphia, I thought Gabriel Rosado won the fight, but let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate everybody tapping in and sharing the video. It's the best way to donate to the channel. But yeah, that was a trash fight for two people that had bad blood. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs didn't look like he could punch at 68. Gabriel Rosado really ain't never been stopped. He always just good cut in fights, but Danny Jacobs just not a good boxer. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? He look like a good boxer. He like a great boxer versus Triple G, but other than that, he ain't really slick. He's scared to get hit. And I think he respected Rosario's punching power. Rosario didn't respect his punching power because Danny Jacobs hit him flush a few times throughout the fight. And, you know, Gabriel Rosado didn't shake. He didn't waver. You know, he stood solid. And pretty much Rosario didn't have a mark on his face. Not sure if Danny Jacobs did or didn't as well. But you know, Rosario was touching him. Gabriel Rosado was touching him. He just he ain't got no thump. He ain't had no thump at 54 when he fought Jamel. He ain't had no thump at 60, even though he was touching Peter Quillen and he got robbed with a stoppage. You know, he just don't have no punching power. And when you don't have no fan base behind you and no country behind you, and you can't punch, he gonna keep getting robbed. You know, if he want to keep getting robbed and making money for getting robbed, keep fighting. If he tired of getting robbed, he probably need to retire. You know, and a lot of people believe he beat Danny Jacobs. You know? Excuse me, but I never really thought Danny Jacobs was a great fighter. Seen him drop by Sergio Mora. He really don't have great boxing skills. His feet is really garbage. He ain't really slick. He don't really punch hard. At 160, at one point when he's comfortable, he could punch hard. I heard he got stopped by Anthony Peterson in the amateurs. Even though Anthony Peterson was stopping everybody, I think he got stopped by beat or stopped by Sean Porter in the amateurs. So, you know, for Danny Jacobs, he already won. Defeating cancer, coming back, you know, and fighting at the world championship level, winning the title belt in the IBF. You know, he ain't no Hall of Famer or nothing like that. But, you know, in my opinion, he just ain't that good of a fighter, man. Straight up and down. You know, he just ain't really never impressed me with one skill. He don't punch that hard, especially since he drained at 60. And he at 60, he ain't slick. He ain't got great boxing skills. He ain't got great feet. You know, and Rosado, you know, just touched him. He just don't punch. Just can't punch. That's the problem with Rosado. I don't know if he just don't have the ability to punch hard or just don't have the technique to punch hard. A lot of people say punchers are born and not taught, but, you know, he just can't hurt nobody. And then he didn't throw enough punches to really outclass Danny Jacobs. You know, Jacobs got a questionable chin anyway. And maybe it's a little bit more solid at 160 pounds, but Rosado was a 20-1 underdog. And you think Vegas was going to lose all that money with him beating up on Danny Jacobs? He got to come in with the mind frame that you got to stop guys. You know, and Rosado just don't have the ability to stop guys. And, you know, Danny Jacobs, he's just not that good. You know, obviously he just makes Triple G look worse than what he was. And Triple G wasn't that good to begin with. You got two guys in the division that overachieved. You know, and Rosado's been a guy that fought at 54, 60, and now 68. But he always getting the shit in the stick. Most people thought he beat Luis Cuba Arias from up there in Milwaukee. You know, he was beating Peter Quillen until they magically stopped the fight. And Rosado should have been a world titleist when he beat Peter Quillen. But you know how these promotional companies rock. You know, he tough. He fought, what did he fight? David Lemieux. He damn near fought everybody except for Canelo Alvarez. He just get the shit in of the stick. And last night, Danny Jacobs was landing some punches, but he wasn't shaking Gabriel Rosado. You know, and obviously Rosado had him, you know, he had him thinking about getting hurt because Danny Jacobs was scared to get hit by Gabriel Rosado. You know, or you could put it in, maybe he didn't know how to get to Rosario. Danny Jacobs just got a funny style. It ain't like he beat Derevchenko for the vacant IBF title, neither. He didn't really beat him. What happened was both of them were scared to get hit, and Danny Jacobs just dropped him. Danny Jacobs is a real tentative, scary. He fights scary. He fights scary as hell. I ain't gonna lie. When you get dropped by feather-fisted Sergio Mora, you supposed to fight scary, but he ain't nowhere near all-time great heavy middleweight, great super middleweight. If his money together, he should retire. If his money together, he should straight up stone cold retire. Because Danny Jacobs just ain't got shit else to give. You ain't no super middleweight. You was better off trying to squeeze down to 54. And I say that jokingly. I know he couldn't. But he ain't no middleweight. I mean, he ain't no super middleweight. And anybody whoop his ass. He was talking about fighting Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant would destroy him. David Benavidez, if he ain't on that devil's dandruff and he healthy, you know, he got to make the weight. Destroy him. Billy Joe Saunders might destroy him. Callum Smith might destroy him. You know, we know Jamal Charlo gonna put him to sleep. He gonna euthanize that dog. You know, and that's just the God honest truth when you're talking about Danny Jacobs. He's just been an overachiever. If he didn't have a name, he'd probably be a road warrior, or he'd be a journeyman like Gabriel Rosado, or, you know, or Darnell Boone. He just has somewhat of a name. He beat cancer. He won just off that, beating cancer. And then he been with Angela Simmons. But can we blame Angela Simmons and him shacking up with her for his performance? Danny Jacobs ain't never really had a great performance. He stopped the lethargic, inactive Peter Quillen. You know, he got dropped by Sergio Mora. He did drop him, and Mora blew out his ACL and blew out his knee. That's how he won the fight. You know, he's another dude that's touching M's who didn't deserve to touch M's in his career. Who did he beat? You know, got stopped by Pirog. You know, he just had a name. He had Al Hammond behind him, and they tried to pump him up to be something that he really wasn't. He got the Canelo Alvarez fight. Said for years he was gonna stop Canelo Alvarez, and got in there and fought like a bitch, straight up and down. I'm not calling him, but that's what he fought like. Ain't no reason for him to continue to fight. If I'm Billy Joe Saunders, I'm licking my chops. I'll fight him. If I'm Triple G, I'll fight him again in 60. I'm licking my chops. Danny Jacobs peaked out when he fought Triple G. That was his best. I was there that night. He definitely won that fight, but that was his best. He can't beat no Jamal Charlo. People say, Will, you know, somebody on Twitter say, Will, Charlo struggled against quarterback. Jamal and Jamel struggle versus southpaws. Last time I checked, Danny Jacobs ain't no fucking southpaw. He gonna put Danny Jacobs' dick in the dirt. He gonna put Danny Jacobs 6 feet under that ring. You can guarantee that. All the super middleweights will. You know, he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. Andrade would abuse him. He wouldn't knock him out, but he'd abuse. He might knock him out. Shit. And that's why he don't want to fight Andrade. Andrade to open that ass up like a coochie. You know, but, you know, if he want to fight Caleb Plant on PBC, I think that was his last fight on Matchroom. Why would Eddie Hearn want to have him back anyway? I wouldn't want him back. Danny Jacobs don't sell no tickets, don't bring nobody to the TV. They did all that talking. And Danny Jacobs got in there and fought like a chicken. Ball, chicken, ball. Nigga, please. You know, he fought like a dude. He fought like Chicken Joe. Yes, sir. I don't want to get whips master. Man, come on, man. I don't want to see Danny Jacobs fight again. You know, for what? Why you want to see Danny Jacobs fight? He fight like he's scared to get hit. I want to see him. He do all that talking. This is a sparring match. He got in there, and that sparring partner came there, and he whooped on him. You know, you want to fight Caleb Plant? Plant stop his ass. If I'm Al Haim, if I'm Plant, you know, if I can't get Canelo, I call Al. Let me get Danny Jacobs. Let me get Mr. Jerry Curl. Just let your soul glow. Come on, get some of Daryl from Coming to America. Get the slow go, Jerry Curl. You know, come on, to the fun stop. Don't stop till you get enough. Come on, you know, come on, get the Michael Jackson Jerry Curl. Boom, doom, 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 doom. Come on, get some of that. You know, get some of that Thriller. I don't know what Mason Barker. He about to get his ass whooped though. Mason he going in his cage. He done shitted on my carpet. I left it there. I'm gonna bring him in. He doing all that bark. He gonna be on the cage for the rest of the day. I don't know what he barking at, but he about to be in that cage. I'm gonna cover it up too. Cover his cage up. He gonna be in that cage for the rest of the day. He know better. He been here since what, April? He know better. But other than that, Gabriel Rosado, shut up! Gotta tell him shut up. Oh, was that talk? Shut up, Mason. He think he runs something. But hey, Gabriel Rosado, just retire, bro. Like you getting beat, you winning fights for a lot of your career, and you getting robbed every time. You know, unless you need the money. You know, cause we're a trainer. Guys like Gabriel Rosado, just like Freddie Roach, Rosado was a better fighter than Freddie Roach was, but some of those middle of the pack fighters, and I think Rosado should have been world champion and beat Peter Quillin. But some of those, middle of the road guys, they make great coaches. I think Rosario make a really good coach. Didn't have a lot of physical ability. I mean, he had a lot of physical. He just didn't have the skills because he came into the gym late. So I'd love to see Gabriel Rosado cross over, be a coach, and get some fighters in Philly, get some fighters everywhere, and be a coach. I don't know if that's what he want to do, but it'd be interesting. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, your video request. All my social media links in the description. The best way to reach me is Twitter, then Facebook, then Instagram. We got a Facebook group, like I said. Video requests, want to advertise your business on the channel, links there. Want to make a financial donation, Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's the description, PayPal link there as well too. Appreciate the love, support. We gone.